just for kicks, let's listen back to that grab we just heard.
Never made it as a wise man.
Most people don't see wise man as a career path.
I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing.
If your relationship's in trouble and your solution is to try and make it as a wise man and then fall back on being a poor man, the problem probably doesn't lie with your girlfriend.
You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep.
It's Owl City, probably the most punchable band in existence.
Cut my life into pieces.
Do you ever get so mad you feel like the only way to cope is to shred an abstract concept?
How can you leave me standing alone in a world that is so cold?
Definitely the greatest 13-year-old male to replicate the singing voice of a 10-year-old female. That's the main reason most reasonable people hate the Road Traders. It's Voodoo Child from 2005, recorded when former frontwoman Natalie the Bass Bassingthwaite was still described as Neighbours starlet Natalie Bassingthwaite. She's now known as Scared Robot Natalie Bassingthwaite.
Science is the secret liquid chat between us just to skip the secret through our throat. Secrets down our throat.
All right, Short Stack. I know the line, "this secret liquid shared between us," was probably intended to be an ingenious code phrase to allow you to talk about sex online without your parents turning Net Nanny on again.
Hey, soul sister. Mister on the radio.
It's vapid and it's annoying and it's ridiculous, and you do not get that kind of perfect storm without practice.
Tell me, did the wind sweep you off your feet?
You're probably thinking that didn't sound all that redneck for a song co-written by Kid Rock. But what you're not taking into consideration is the fact it was directly followed by a song called Steak and Shrimp.
We in this Great Lakes steaks, eating steaks and shrimp. It's kinda hard to miss the crew because we all got limp.
Kind of hard to miss the crew because they all got limps.
The bang bus is coming and everybody's jumping. New York to San Francisco, turn into city disco.
Not since the Backstreet Boys had a band so annoyingly informed listeners through song that A, they existed, and B, they'd like you to dance.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Since you Iron Maiden, baby, with me.
Yes, it's Wheatus with that chart-busting, adolescent, epic Teenage Dirtbag. I actually have a confession to make. That song is my all-time #1 karaoke anthem. But this isn't about me. It's about shit music. 6 bands who range from great to sort of okay. Unless you play them all at the same time. Not about shit hair or shit bone structure or shit brooding gaze. If it was about any of those things, there's no way we could talk about Pete Yorn. Unfortunately, though, he makes shit music and apparently has terrible diction. When Pete Yorn wrote that song, he tossed off a few lines and then went back and replaced all the nouns with different nouns that rhyme. He wasn't worried about making sense. You were the sunshine heading my front line could have been you were the necktie heading my cream pie, or you were the crack pipe heading my baby wipe.
Max Laverne.
Oh, it's been such a journey.
Isn't it just? And here we are at the very... Well, pretty much the end of the journey.
Yeah, literally the end of the journey.
You know, this has been such a great journey that after this next track, when we do the Z in the A to Z of shit music, I'm announcing that I'm taking a week off just to digest all this.
Really?
I need a week off radio starting next Monday. And I think Jake and Stav from Blue Juice are going to be on, and we're just going to play for each day just to try and get through the whole A to Z in 1 week. It's just going to be a week of shit music.
Yeah, you're going to ruin people's lives.
At last, the end is near, so we raise the final curtain, Max Laverne.
Yes, indeed. We are up to Z. I thought this was going to be a tough week. Plenty of good music on offer. ZZ Top, Frank Zappa's one, the Zootons, but not a lot of shit music. Or so I thought. Luckily for me, a nice group of young men from California decided to start a band and solve all my problems. Wikipedia says they sound like pop punk / rapcore / funk metal. I say they sound like sweet, sweet closure.
There's this girl, I don't know, comes by every year or so. And if I get the mail before the mom does, then I'll stay out of. She'll change every year, even pretty without beer. She doesn't care about my hair, my car, my tiny pee-pee in the mirror.
What better way to end the A to Z of shit music than with Zebrahead, a band who take an easy two-step approach to writing songs. Step 1, identify a thing that sucks. Step 2, stop masturbating long enough to incorporate it into what some might call a song. I prefer the term suck stir-fry or poor taste paella. Case in point, the song we've just heard. It's called Playmate of the Year. Is it from the soundtrack to an Ashton Kutcher movie? Check. Does the video feature Hugh Hefner? Check. Are there not particularly clever references to semen? Check.
She moves me, she makes me grow. I'm so happy, a boy doesn't show. Now she's going to my head, she's going to my head. I'm gonna make this milky clear. You're my playmate of the year.
I'm gonna make this milky clear. Nice. Is it a terrible, awful song? Well, obviously. Here are some facts for you. Zebrahead formed in California in 1994. They were initially inspired by Fugazi, which explains the thoughtful lyrics and superior musicianship we've just heard, but they, quote...
And the fact that Zan Rowe loves this band.
Snap. They, quote, found themselves uninspired by the local trend towards ska punk and added an MC to their lineup, end quote. They've released 6 albums so far on which they've played a variety of styles from uninspired ska punk to shit like this.
Do you? What's your name? When did we start this crazy game?
I'm not going to play snippets of everything they've recorded because this life is too short. And in any case, as funny as all of it is, and it is all funny, last year it got so much funnier.
Old Zebra Spice.
Yes, indeed. Yes, that is Zebrahead covering the Spice Girls. I have no words. It's from an album they called Panty Raid. They literally called it Panty Raid, on which they covered all female artists. I'm just going to lay it out. This is the most ridiculous shit I've heard in the entire alphabet. It seems pointless to ask why Zebrahead thought it would be a good idea to cover the Spice Girls and Pink and Avril Lavigne and Gwen Stefani and Jennifer Lopez, and that's because it is pointless. It's so ridiculous, it's almost brilliant, but then it's not brilliant because I straight up did not need to hear Jenny from the Block another time, and especially not with some Southern California asshole trying to sound like a hard bastard.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from. I'm from the block.
Yep.
Oops, I did it again. Oh, it's your heart. Got lost in the game. Ooh, baby, oops, you think I'm in love. I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent.
Here's where I stand. If that was a one-off cover, if it was mingled in with other songs, if it wasn't bookended by the Spice Girls and Pink, it'd be okay. Not great, because let's be honest, we already have Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. We don't need a new set of assholes doing ironic covers of pop songs. But the fact that this band spent many, many hours and probably thousands of dollars recording covers of female-performed pop songs of the last 10 years says 2 things to me. 1, they're desperate. Terrifyingly desperate. And 2, they've got psychopathic levels of commitment to a joke that's not that funny and certainly not that listenable. Like, I'm worried that they included tracking devices in the copies of the record they sold so they could go around to people's houses and check they were enjoying it and murder them if they weren't.
Hey, you! I don't like your girlfriend, no way! No way! I think you need a new one. Hey, you! I could be your girlfriend. Hey, you! I know that you like
Yep, definitely perverts. Zebrahead are currently recording a new album for release early 2011, but that doesn't bother me. This segment and my obligation to shit music is now over. So Alien Ant Farm, do your worst. Nickelback, we're cool. Ja Rule, I hope you never have the chance to murder me. I'm done.
Well, there's not much else to say. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. We'll find out where we're going to head from here.
Yes, we will.
There's a few theories on the forum. Feel free to go to my forum, triplej.net.au, and make your suggestions of where you think Max should go from here. It's been beautiful.